If you're planning to hike the Narrows in Zion, there are three mistakes that can completely wreck your day. One, thinking you need a permit when you don't. Two, walking in without checking the water levels. And three, wearing the wrong shoes and spending 5 hours slip sliding through a river like a confused baby deer. The Narrows is one of the most iconic hikes in the country. And it's one of the most misunderstood. So let's make sure you do it right the first time. By the way, I'm Katie Staples, your guide to surviving and thriving in national parks without looking like a total newbie. I hike, camp, and get lost in national parks so that you can actually enjoy them. So, what is this Narrows that I speak of? Well, the Narrows is located inside Zion National Park, and it's not a trail in the traditional sense. You're literally hiking in the Virgin River. No dirt path, no switchbacks, just towering sandstone canyon walls rising up around you, and water flowing around your legs. In some sections, the canyon walls are over 1,000 feet tall, and it's only 20 to 30 feet wide. It feels adventurous, it feels wild, and it feels very different from your typical national park hike. Now, here's the good news. You don't have to do the entire thing. Most people do the bottom up hike from the Temple of Sinawava shuttle stop, and they simply go as far as they want. Then they turn around. No pressure, no summit, no ego. Now, do you need a permit for this? This is one of the most Googled questions about the Narrows. If you're hiking from the shuttle stop up the river, you do not need a permit. However, if you're doing the full 16-mile top down route from Chamberlain's Ranch, you do need a permit. But 90% of visitors are doing bottom up anyway, so you likely don't need to stress about permits unless you're doing the full through hike. So how do you access it? Well, like I said, you take the Zion Canyon shuttle to the final stop, the Temple of Sinawava. From there, it's a paved 1 mile riverside walk. Then the sidewalk ends and you step directly into the river. And yes, it feels slightly unhinged at first, but give it 5 minutes, you'll adjust. This is water that was like snow a couple weeks ago. Okay. Oh, it's not that. Oh, no, it is cold. Oh, yes. Oh, yes, that is. That's right nice. Another top search question, how deep is the water in the Narrows if I'm walking through it? Most of the time, expect ankle to knee deep water. There's usually sections that reach waist deep and occasionally chest deep depending on the water flow and your height. It changes constantly. You're walking over submerged rocks the entire time, which is why footwear and a pole matter so much. Let's talk safety. The main risk in the Narrows is flash flooding. Even if the sky above you is blue, rain upstream can send a surge of water through the canyon. Before your hike, check the weather forecast and the river flow rate, which is measured in CFS, cubic feet per second. Here's the general guideline. Under 70 CFS, typically manageable. 70 to 100 CFS, stronger currents, more challenging. Over 150, it's often closed, and 200 plus, absolutely not happening. Danger, Will Robinson. Check the official park site the morning of your hike. Now, the second factor, the cold water. In spring, that river is snow melt. It is freezing. Hypothermia is a real concern if you're underdressed. In summer and early fall, much more comfortable. So is it dangerous? Well, it's risky if you ignore conditions. It's incredible if you don't. Most people hike the Narrows between late spring and early fall. Summer, when I went, has warm water and the biggest crowds. Spring has much colder water and higher water levels, so high that it could be closed. Fall has fewer crowds, cooler air, and often ideal flow rates. If you want my sweet spot, September into October. So what gear do you actually need? Well, this is where most people mess up. Shoes matter. You'll want closed-toed footwear with solid grip and something that drains water. Regular running shoes can work, but they'll stay wet and slippery. That's actually what I changed into when I got to the river section. I walked the mile of the river walk in my hiking boots, and then I kept those dry for the 1 mile trail back to the shuttle stop. A lot of people rent canyoneering boots and neoprene socks in Springdale, especially in the cooler months. And that's honestly a smart move. You'll probably also want a walking stick or hiking poles. The riverbed is uneven and constantly shifting. A pole gives you balance and saves your ankles. Also, quick dry clothes help. Dry bags help, and you don't need to overcomplicate it. The cool part about this hike is you control the distance. Some people go 30 to 45 minutes in and turn around. Some hike 2 to 3 hours up to Wall Street. Plan for at least 3 to 5 total hours, including the approach and the return. And remember, whatever distance you hike in, you hike back out. So is this beginner friendly? Well, yes, if conditions are right. You don't need technical skills, and you do need some patience, decent balance, and being comfortable getting wet. If you're reasonably active and prepared, you can absolutely do this. It's adventurous and accessible. Some people ask, well, if I carve out all day, is this worth it? 100% yes. It is one of the most unique hiking experiences in the US. You're not looking at the canyon, you're inside it. And it gives you that, I did something epic feeling without clinging to chains on a cliff. Now, if clinging to chains on a cliff does sound intriguing to you, in the next episode, we're breaking down Angel's Landing, including the lottery system, how scary it really is, and whether it's actually worth it. If you want your entire Zion trip mapped out day by day so that you're not guessing how to combine the Narrows, Angel's Landing, and everything else, I created a Zion National Planner that does exactly that. You can grab that plus my free National Park Starter Guide at greatescapepodcast.com. And I'll see you in the Angel's Landing episode. Until next time, adventurers.